Welcome to the Go Out Living Attitude, a cancer survivor's journey through health and wellness, helping others search for the tools to bring us a healthier and happier lifestyle. Hello, everybody. Jonathan Brandt, Go Out Living live Q&A. I'm so excited. We got Carlijn Krijger here today. And how are you? It's a pleasure to have you again.
Again, yes, I was so excited for this meeting. And when you sent me an email to do a live Q&A instead of like a podcast, I was like, oh my God, that's going to be so much fun.
I know,
So
right? I know.
yeah,
I think this is important because, as you know, I mean, people just asking questions is so huge. So giving them the opportunity, I think, is just, yeah, it's so much fun as well.
yes, it's nice to have that interaction.
It
Is
really
there
is.
anyone online right now?
Uh, Let me check. Gotta figure out what I'm doing.
Do, 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 do.
I got host.
Let me post some stuff. Let's see.
Showing 3. All right, folks, if you are out there, you can use the chat on your YouTube if that's where you're watching from. And yeah, you can ask us anything. Ask Caroline, about Superwoman strength and everything about last episode. So, episode 8, I looked at it again and we had a lot of fun.
It
And
was
what I thought,
amazing. Yes,
yeah, it really
I really
was. What
enjoyed
I
that
thought
conversation.
we could kind of start with, if you could do a quick reminder of, your health battle and why you got into, what you're doing now, which is really teaching people. So,
Yes. For sure. Okay, so I wanted to post that we're live. Maybe some other people are joining.
yeah, I
Okay,
love it.
so my name is Carlijn. I'm from the Netherlands, and well, I've had my own journey in health. I've always loved taking care of bodies. I've always loved foods and doing everything like perfect and making things beautiful and all things with the body. Like I've always loved it, but that was not enough. I was a veterinary student around the age of 20, and I lost my period for a year. And not just I didn't just lose my period, I lost myself. Really, I wasn't myself. I had all of these mood swings. I had huge reactions to the people that I loved, and it really hit a very big, how do you call it, like a big scratch in my relationships, in my career. And it was very destructive. I was just not myself. I had rashes on my face, my hair was falling out. I was gaining weight, which was really unusual for me because I've always been very thin. And there was just a lot of random issues. Bloating was a big thing for me. I had a huge anterior pelvic tilt. For people that don't know that, it's like when your pelvis is tilted in the wrong position and then your organs get like stuck. And it was all sorts of vague symptoms that I could not really pinpoint. And of course, I was looking online on how to fix this, how to fix this, how to fix this. And it was like all random things that I would try for 3 days and it wouldn't work. And I'd be back at square one and it would be really frustrating. Um, and the biggest thing, of course, was I was not having my period. Like it was pretty obvious there was something wrong. And I have to be honest, like I put it off for too long, in my opinion, because it was not that bad. I just didn't have my period. Everyone has not that normal of a period anymore nowadays. It's kind of normal. Like all of these excuses to why it's okay to not take care of myself, yes. And I was also a little bit arrogant because I thought that I knew everything already. Like I was studying veterinary medicine. I had been in this world for years. So yeah, there was a lot of denial there. And eventually things just got too much. Like I just really was not myself. Everything in my life went down and I was just like, I have to do something. And at that moment I decided and I took a plane and I just went for it. I didn't care anymore. And from there my life started improving and I learned about holistic wellness and about the toxicity in the world, about circadian health, about many things, about the mind as well, because the body is a reflection of the mind, yes. um, that no one taught me, and I had to pay a lot of money to, and time and trial and error, and who's speaking the truth, who is not, like all of that. And I think many people recognize that. But I'm out on the other side. Like, I'm more and more successful. I have amazing, amazing friends. I feel amazing in my own body. I feel authentic, and it just keeps getting better, honestly. So
A
yes,
lot of
that's
it was
my
just that
story.
initial acknowledgement, wasn't it? Just, "Yeah, I got a problem and I gotta take care of it." You know, I think when we're young, we just kinda ignore it forever. Even when we're not young, I guess 51 for me, I still ignore things, but yeah, that acknowledgement, though, is really that first step.
For sure, for sure. It's really that moment that you um, admit there's something going on, and that you take responsibility for that. And from there,
Yeah,
things
and
improve.
it's not
Yeah.
about blaming anybody or
No,
anything, it's just simply, "Hey, something's not right," you know? You gotta
exactly.
and don't wait forever like we did.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, the more that you blame, the sicker you get. Yes.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You know, I saw that
Mm,
with my gut issues. You know, I waited and waited and just thinking, "Okay, it's just side effects from everything." I pretty much figured that out, but not being proactive about it, it just got worse and eventually ended up with surgery. So, it's so important to get ahead of things as well.
mm.
You know, something that when I looked at our video last time that really came up was obviously the woman's superpower. Um, you're a huge advocate for that. I mean, it is your thing. Could you explain to everybody what that really is?
Superwoman?
Yes.
I'm Superwoman. No. Women specifically, and men are starting to have this too, are being told that you need to be softer, and you need to rest more, and you need to isolate yourself because people are toxic, and you can't really do that much. Like, you should be more feminine. And honestly, I do not fuck with that at all. Excuse my language, but if you look at any woman in nature, like any female animal, she is raw. She's wild. Like this. That's why I have a lion is here.
Love
That's
it.
wild. And I'm no different. Like, I'm wild. I don't want to, and I don't mean that to be forceful, yes, or to be like Superman up or something. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about stay like actually standing in your female power. But people think that that is just sitting back and relaxing and doing nothing, and think you will attract the right things. It doesn't really work like that. Yes, from
It's
my
not really
point of
living,
view.
is it?
Sorry.
It's not really living.
Exactly. Exactly. It's close to death. You call it feminine, but you're close to death. You really are. People are in their emotions and blah, blah. It's no different than a leaf floating in the wind. For
Well,
me,
it's ignoring a lot of
it's
things too.
yes. For me, it's Superwoman health is not just about having the perfect protocol or the perfect diet, although that is nice and that helps. Yes, I have protocols and I have plans for my clients. They have everything they need, but that doesn't do anything for you if you aren't there. So Superwoman health is this you being there, and then having your body fully with you, that if you ask it to do something, it's like, yeah, sure, why not? That is, you actually have that excitement and that willingness of the body with you, instead of always having this, but I've here a problem, or I've here a problem, or I've here a problem. And from there, you, like, there's no force, like you can just create things. and it has a massive impact. You help so many people. It's very different than just trying to attract something.
It sounds like the go out living attitude. Not just sitting back like you said. It's getting out there and living and, being there for the people you love, whether it's family or friends or spouses or whoever, is getting out there and being part of everybody's life.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
So, why do you think we've gone so far from being ourselves? Because that's what it really is being ourselves. Why are we so scared of that?
What do you think?
I think people in power like to dictate how you should live, and they want a bunch of little minions running behind them. You know? I don't think they want people to stand up and be strong, and whether that's a woman or man,
Hmm.
and take control of life. I think that's why a lot of us are getting sick, is we sat back and trusted the power to be, and look at where it ended up.
Mm. Yes, from my point of view, um, 99% of people, there are some people on this planet that do not have this thing. Maybe two or three, yes. Um, but that, seriously, there's people. Most people have this basic implant command that they're bad, that whatever they do, it will create a damage. And the extent to which you buy into that nonsense, because it's bullshit. Like, and look at it. Anytime you were fully there, things resolved on themselves, and things were pretty easy, and things went well. But somehow you have this idea that you will create damage. And since your basic urge is to help, you don't do anything. And you say, okay, it's better to be a fact. It's better if others tell me what to do. And it takes a lot of work to actually realize that whatever you bring about is something amazing. And you can see it on the amount of criticism that is in this world. Even in, like, you barely see that, you barely are aware of it, but every minute you're criticizing so much. Most people, not specifically you, yes, Jonathan, but just in general, you're constantly looking at things that, myself included, like, I'm becoming more and more aware of that. You look at what's not okay. You look at what's not okay. You're trying to change things instead of having an idea and making it. It's a very different thing. So that's, in my point of view, what's happening is that people totally forget that they're good.
I agree. And like what you're describing of what people have become or are, that adds a lot of stress to your life. If you're always constantly, oh my gosh, this hurts, I'm sick, I'm this, and then, oh, somebody tell me what to do.
Yes.
It just
You're
adds on
affect-
each other. Yeah,
yes, yes, you're affect, and the spirit doesn't like being affect.
so true. I look back at my life and a lot of the pre-cancer, I was doing everything wrong. You know? I mean, yeah, we can talk about nutrition, we can talk about fitness, we can talk about the spiritual side. Again, the whole body part, and I was doing it completely wrong, and a lot of people still are. I've never
Mm.
been more comfortable with myself until now because I took control. I know what I want out of life now. I got those goals.
Hmm.
How do you help people find what is right for them?
By helping them realize they already know.
I love that. It's that simple, isn't it?
It's extra, yeah, but it's very true. The more that you remove things that are not them, including toxins. Yes, if your body is full with toxins that the industry plugs into the environment, and you breathe it and you eat it, and it does enter your body. Like, if you do not have the knowledge and the guidance to teach you that and to get rid of that garbage and to know how to navigate that, because it's very possible. Yes, it's not as if, oh, we're all doomed because of 5G and all of these. That's bullshit. Yes, there is a lot that you can do. um, if you don't learn that, your body will get accumulate a lot of garbage that interferes with the communication between cells, and it also messes with your mind. It's something super interesting that I've observed, is the more that someone becomes physically healthy, the more that they detox, regulate hormones, the more clear their mind becomes. It's very interesting. And yes, so the more that you're able to have that clear mind, that you can see, okay, this is not equal to this, because that's what the mind does. Yes, it's just logic. The more that you can say, okay, this is not equal to this not equal to this, because most people, they have anything equals anything. If they had some relation in the past, they take all of that reactions is in a completely different relationship. It's totally separate, but you make everything equals anything. So how do you come back to yourself is by removing the things that are not you, aligning things back into place. And from there, you'll be like, ah, okay, okay, okay. Like, you have some realizations, and you more and more start to feel the difference between you, between your body, between your mind. And yeah, long story short, you need knowledge for that. That will actually help you understand what you are, what the body is. And from there, you'll have your realizations and you'll see more of you.
Knowledge is power.
Oh, for sure.
I love that. Yeah. Uh, and that's exactly what we're doing with all this. It's not that we know everything. We just want people to maybe they'll have questions after this, or they'll have enough strength to get out there and say, "Hey, yeah, I'm going to take my life, by the reins and go out and do it." We're not here to tell people how to live. We're here to say there is a different way to do it. Find it. Go out, learn, and find it.
Yes, but learn from the right people, because otherwise you.
Well, that's the hard part to me.
Oh.
We talked last time about Google. Yeah, man, it drives me nuts because we all use it in some way, but in the back of your mind, for me anyway, I'm always going, "Why am I doing this?" I know better, and there's some things out there that okay, if I need to go to a restaurant, they can give me directions. You know what I mean? But really, when it
Okay.
comes down to health and wellness and all that, we gotta be very careful.
For sure. For sure. The more that you actually try to look online, the worse it gets. Because you get something called data poisoning. You just get a lot of things you think you understand, but don't really understand. And you just start parroting, you start making others wrong. Like, you hear one time about fluoride, and then the next time that you're at your friend's house and you see all of the fluoride toothpaste, it really goes like that. And it doesn't make anyone better. So, yes, very true. And the truth is that, like I said, you already know what to do.
And I hate to always say it, but it's a simple approach. It's if you already know it, just go with it.
Yeah.
I caught myself this weekend, and this is not comparing to health and wellness or anything like that, but I was trying to find wheels for my truck. Oh my goodness. I spent all weekend doing it, looking at I don't know how many different wheels and then going, "Oh, is," and I'm sitting there going, "What the hell does it matter?" You know? In the end, I was like, I was stressing myself out over something so silly,
Yeah.
and we can relate that to, like you said, like supplements, for instance. I talk to my dad a lot, and "Oh, I saw this person on," I think he even mentioned Bill Gates was promoting this or whatever. I'm like, "Number 1, no, he's not." you know? You know? But 2, why are you listening to random people out there that, if they're telling you to do this and there's a 60-day guarantee or whatever, guess what? It's probably not gonna work.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. The problem with supplements is it's just like a drug. Okay, people call it the wellness and holistic. And don't get me wrong, yes, there are supplements out there that are mwah, like gold, and
Mm,
I will use them for my entire life if they're not like go off the market. Um, but a huge, huge, huge part is um, garbage. Plus, even if you use the best supplements, if you use them because you consider yourself useless, it will make you worse. I don't care if it's magnesium or um, another pharmaceutical. The idea that you need some substance to make you feel better, that's the problem
right.
because you become more affected, so your condition gets worse.
It's interesting you say that too. I Again, I go back to my gut, issues and stuff. I basically don't have a gut lining at this point, and here's the thing. I found out because of testing, and that's what people don't do. They're just out there, "Okay, let's just go get whatever supplement out there because it's supposed to be better for me or good for me,
Sure.
whatever."
Mhm.
But they actually don't know what they need because they haven't tested for it. For me, yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble technically from all my testing does not look good, and
Mhm.
it's all because of my cancer treatments and all that. So I have to be we're trying to find something to help me get some of my lining back enough where I can actually get nutrients and stuff like that. If
Mhm.
I didn't have to do that, I wouldn't be on anything, you know? But my
Yeah.
point is, you gotta find out for sure what you actually need, because like you said, you could be poisoning yourself and not even know it because you're taking something you just don't need. So, is it fair to say go out and get and don't go to the hospital and do it? There's stuff online, there's different, functional health medicine doctors and stuff like that out there that actually have better blood tests, better tests in general. So is it fair to say go out and do that before you start doing anything? I mean, is that reasonable?
Um, it's reasonable. What I would say is that your condition is completely mental. So, yes, you can test. And the thing with tests is that they always take this kind of data out of a sea of variables that all work together. The body is such an intricate with billions of different processes, most of them unknown. The body is a very, very, very intricate machine. And from my experience, if you do a test, I personally don't do any tests with anyone because I know that any problem, actual problem that they have, anything that actually bothers them is mental. And as far as the body concerned, each and every single one of us has more or less the same blueprint, meaning a circadian blueprint, a certain way of processing foods, sleep, fascia posture, workout. We all have a similar builded system. And if you combine the two, your unique needs, you'll know them yourself. And if there's a test that tells you something out of this, and you take a supplement to fix this, but that supplement affects all kinds of other things, you're constantly trying to move something and it's always getting moved the wrong way. You hear what I'm saying?
It's hard to find that balance.
You will not find the balance. There is no such thing as balance in this world.
I like that. I like that.
So cancer really is like, it might be super unpopular opinion, but it's just my point of view. Yes, is completely mental. And the
Yeah.
good news is that you can solve it. Yes, the good news is that it's very well treatable, but not with another. In my opinion, yes, I might be
Oh,
completely wrong, and
no, and I've heard that a
but
lot. I've
that's
heard
what I've
that
seen.
from I've had a lot of guests on that believe exactly that. And it's frustrating for somebody like me who have jumped into doing all the treatments, which I know now caused just as many issues as
Yeah.
the original diagnosis.
Hmm.
So again, the scary part is not knowing. And for me, I wish I would have looked like we have been talking about, finding that knowledge because it's out there.
It is out there. Yes.
I guess that's
It is out
where do we find it though? We can't Google it like you said,
there.
but how do we find good people like you? How do we find I got amazing guests that come on that are all out there to help people. That's what we're all trying to do.
Hmm.
Do we just watch podcasts? you know?
Hmm. No, you need to go to someone that actually knows. How do you know that someone knows? They don't need to be right about it.
yeah, I love that.
You can throw them in whatever, and they say, "Okay, good. You have your point of view." The moment that they want to be right about something, they're parroting because they need to um, defend that they don't know. So they'll attack you for saying something else because they need to be right. So that's one very obvious symptom of someone that talks and talks and talks, but actually does not know. And second of all, just look at their results. If they have good results, they're probably doing something very well.
Yeah, look at them themselves, how they're living
Yes,
their
look at
life.
their results, not at
Yeah.
them. Look at their results, and not at the white coat, not at the certificates. Because who gave those certificates? God? No. Yeah. So you really need to look at the results, and a very good indicator is to see, um, do they actually know, or are they just parroting someone?
yeah, I like that a lot. What we didn't get into too much last time was the circadian rhythm part. And I was hoping you could kind of bring a little bit more knowledge to me, especially
For
about
sure.
that.
For sure. Aren't there any questions for in YouTube?
Nothing yet. Haven't seen anything.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Yeah. So circadian health is something super underrated, in my opinion. I hear no one talk about it like I do, and it's life changing. It's really life changing. Like my women get their period back on it, just on circadian health. It's very powerful. So, what is circadian health? The words mean, so circadian means in a day. Okay, circadian just means in a day, and health comes from the word whole. So it's basically that you're a whole being. Okay, so the word really does not say that much, but if you look at the circadian, yes, it's just how, in my opinion, is how your body regulates itself in one day. So your body has a specific set of things, just like in a business, you have things that you do in a specific order. Yes. And then that product from that, let's say we have the marketing department makes a piece of content. Yes, there's a specific way you film it, or maybe you script it, you film it, and then you edit it, and then you post it. Or then, yeah, so maybe someone else posts it. Yes. So there's communication between compartments, and there's a specific way that you do things. Yes. So in your body, it's nothing different. Your body has a very, very, very specific way of organizing things. It's very highly, 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 highly organized. And one of the biggest drivers of that is light. Light is a huge information source. If people talk about energy and frequency and vibrations, they really talking about the wavelengths that of well energy that surround us, not necessarily about something spiritual. Yes, it's just the wave of something that surrounds us. Light is a wave as well. It's all information, that wave. So what I'm referring to with circadian health is how well does your body communicate with the rhythm of the day via light. Because what your body does is it uses the light outside, since the light outside changes all of the time throughout the entire day. Every hour there's a specific wavelength. Your body knows, it's this part of the day, I should be doing this. So the more that you can align your body and your eyes specifically, but your skin has photoreceptors as well, the more that you are outside living, go out living, the more your body will know what time it is, and the better it will organize itself around that. And that goes for light, and that goes for darkness. So there's tools that you can use for that. We know now that, for example, blue light from screens are pretty damaging to the retina, to the mitochondria. So there are specific tools, apps, glasses that you can use to kind of work your way around that, because the environment nowadays is constantly lit. Even at night it's not dark, and your body doesn't need that darkness to release melatonin and a bunch of other things. So that's basically what circadian health is.
Well, yeah, and if you really think about it, I was thinking about this the other day again. We got off our regular schedule. Um, Me and my son did, and it was because we went to a baseball game and, it just got over late. Wow. I mean, the next couple days has been tough. We just have been so out of rhythm. We've had
Mm.
no energy, and that's really what you're talking about.
Yes, more or less. I shouldn't like you should be able to go out and not be bothered by it for 3 days afterwards. Yes. Not that you did something wrong, yes, but it's not about, oh, if I'm out of my rhythm one day it's going to be really bad for me. It's more that your body is in communication with your environment. Sometimes I stay up until 4 a.m. and then I wake up at, now the sunrise is at 5:30, so I have 1.5 hours of sleep. I'm fine with that, but
You're
I
young.
won't turn on any I won't turn on any blue lights of stuff like at night. I will have everything red, super dim, so my body knows that it's not in the middle of the day.
Gotcha. Well, and I think we talked last time a little bit on that. We aren't out in nature as much as we used to.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
I've been finding that we're going hiking quite a bit, and it's just it feels different. We feel, again, just like we're supposed to, instead of just sitting
Mhm.
inside working all day long. It's just that's always a blah moment, but you get out and you start doing these things outside. Yeah, you feel a lot better.
Yeah, yeah, your body's been evolving with that for billions of years.
Yeah, you talked a little bit about the evolution. We kinda ignore evolution, don't we? I feel like we don't talk about it very often.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. And on the other hand, it's very hard to live like our ancestors in today's world.
Because
So
of
you
all the
gotta
chemicals,
find,
because of all the different
yeah, well, go outside, you'll find a building in the next 5 meters.
right.
Or even if you go into the mountains, you'll find these 5G towers everywhere. Like it's very hard to get an actual nature. You have to go very far for that. Um, but there's ways that you can hack your way through and outsmart that. So yes, I completely agree. But you can outsmart it, but you need the knowledge. You really do need someone that tells you, okay, listen, this is going on, and you need to know this and this and this, and you'll be okay. Like there's nothing to be afraid of.
So, with coming from our last episode to this episode, has there been any big changes in your life that you'd like everybody to know?
Um. So for me personally, there's nothing very special that I want people to know. But I do have a community right now, an online community, which is more like a lower ticket thing. Um, that's going really well. We'll be price raising prices very soon. I want to keep it intimate and not get it too busy, but too crowded. But it's an amazing, amazing, amazing place. Very, very nice connection with other women. It's only for women though.
I'm not allowed.
So yeah, that's been what I've been working on, and I've been traveling around and these things. So yeah, that would be the main thing.
That's amazing. Do you find community is important?
Yes, for sure, for sure. One example is when last week we had a call. We have one Zoom call every week with everyone. Um, and we were working on something mental and looking at some what people call trauma, yes, but actually looking at, okay, where can I take that responsibility and how can I actually resolve this thing so it's not a problem anymore. And then one person has the realization and she shares, and then from that all of the others are like, oh wow, and oh, that like they it resonates differently when there are more people and they share their wins. And for many people as well, like I have a lot of girls that are wanting to lose weight. If you always see others, that we have this I don't want to say protocol, but we have this mantra that we share any wins. So it doesn't matter how big or small, but if you went out that day for 10,000 steps, or even for 100 steps, yes, but you validate things that went well, and from there everyone who logs in sees other women making progress, making progress, making progress. And losing weight is often a very mentally tough journey. And it really, really helps to see other women improving. Oh, I lost 1 kg, I lost half a kg, I lost 2 kg. Like very, like small, just small things that you pointed out, instead of huge wins and then everyone says like, oh, but that's not me. It's more of a gradient and it's extremely powerful. So yes, for sure, communities are the best.
I mean, that support system is just amazing. You know, that's what I'm really working on in our school community is just, trying to get people to talk first, I think is the biggest thing. And that's a trust issue, I think.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Carolyn, it was an absolute pleasure as usual. Um, do you want to remind people how to get a hold of
Likewise.
you?
Yes, they can always reach out to me on any social media platforms. So LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So that's any place that you can find me. And otherwise, you can visit my website, superwoman.cc.
Love it. And we'll go ahead and post everything again for everybody. And
Amazing.
yeah, I love having you on. I really do appreciate everything.
I love being here.
We'll
It
do it
was
again.
another podcast, though.
All right. No,
No
we'll definitely
problem.
do it. We'll do it again. We'll get people to start realizing that we are a lot of fun.
For sure. For sure. Uh,
All right. All right,
Thank you
everybody.
so much, Jonathan.
Of course. Again, Carolyn Kreiger. Yep, always a pleasure. And to all you guys out there listening, thank you all. And as we continue our health and wellness journeys, find the attitude, keep the attitude, go out living. Bye, everybody.